I think you're back. Can you hear me?
There we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Internet, right? Okay. There we go. Better? Can you guys hear me? You can see me? Okay.
Yes.
So sorry. Okay. Thanks for staying. So Christine, I didn't hear a lot of what you said. Everybody else, that's okay. Everybody else was, I think, able to still hear you. The big thing that I want you guys to take away is that in the sales conversation, the money conversation it's safe to have for you. It's safe for you to have these money conversations. And that money is emotional. But you have to be able to have that exchange of services. You have to be able to confidently list your price. And like Gina was saying, like, not discount it, even though she's doing it for what feels like the right reason, because, and I'm sure like maybe some of you have done this too, you want the business, you know you can make an impact, you love doing what you do, but you don't have to discount yourself. You don't have to, you don't want to be the Walmart of coaching. You don't want to have to like discount it all the way down and put yourself on the clearance rack, right? Like, you deserve to be paid well for bringing your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to the world. So I challenge each of you to get comfortable in that money conversation. And maybe it's not right out the gate in these calls. It's not going to feel completely comfortable. But by having these conversations with, again, yourself and your partner, maybe even your friends, it is definitely a gateway to having more confidence in these money conversations in the discovery calls. So anybody have any questions or want me to go deeper on the spot here with them? Raise your hand. Happy to go. Yes, Susan.
What about I have to think about it? How do you handle that?
Can you tell me a little bit more? Was there something that I didn't cover with you?
It's like when people say, I just have to think about it. Or
that's what I would say. No, I'm saying that's what I would say. What I just said to you. Is there something that I didn't cover with you?
Right. Or what do you have to think about?
Yeah. I usually don't say, what do you have to think about? I usually try to say, was there something that I didn't cover? Can you go a little bit further with me? Because then they're not saying, well, I want to, like the same thing as like, I need to talk to my spouse. That's a common one. Now, I'm very mindful of that one. I'm very respectful of that one. What I do like to say is, well, I probably said this, I would love to meet him. Let's do a 3-way call. Like, I'm more than happy to like get on the phone with him too. Making investments like this should include your partner, because the last thing you want to do is encourage them to, break a bond with their partner. You know what I mean? So it will help them to elaborate a little bit more on what it is that they need to think about without being so forward, because that can kind of sometimes turn people off to say, well, what do you need to think about? But really try to uncover a deeper objection there. There's a deeper objection there to it.
Right.
Did you need to think about this from, now I know you're selling psychic services. So one thing that I would say is, did you need to think about this from a financial perspective, or did you need to feel into this more emotionally? Help me go let's go a little bit further here. How can I help you?
That's really helpful. And it's like, I was taught with the spouse, it's like to really ask somebody ahead of time, are you a person who can make financial decisions? Or is this something where you and your spouse, and I was doing relationship work at the time, so it really made sense. With with what I'm doing with psychic development and empath coaching and that kind of stuff, it trying to come up with the pain point, so to speak, where somebody is so stuck and in so much pain that it's such a necessity for them, where I'm really selling more expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a pain point or something that they're really stuck on, they really have to want this. They really have to want to have psychic development or manifest a soul goal or develop, empathically.
Women want that all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Women,
Well, I did.
yeah. I mean, women want that. They want to be connected to their soul purpose.
Right.
They want to know why they feel the things they feel and know the things that they know. They want to understand, like, okay, am I crazy or am I psychic? Like, what is going on? Like, all this stuff. When people start awakening, they don't even realize that there are options, like people like you, that can help coach them through it. So
Right.
I think back to when I first awakened, if I would have known that there were people like that could have helped me, I would have worked with somebody. Instead, I had to
I have somebody that I worked with when I was, younger, my early 20s, and I was going through that, and it was extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Incredibly helpful.
Yeah. So that's what you're selling.
Right. Yeah.
Sarah, I want to see more hands up, ladies. Let's hear it, sister.
Hi. So I'm just curious because people are saying like lowering their package price and things like that. Like with my business or like even in Young Living, people and myself, we've kind of offered like, little promo things or like cash back or gift card type things.
Yep.
And they've never like seemed to work for me. So I don't know if it's something that I should just not do and just keep at the price point that it's set at. Or if it's because, like how you had said in, the confidence in asking them to work with you. If it's because maybe I'm selling for the fact that I need that sign-up bonus type of thing. And not.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like it's probably getting back to that, part number 5 of the soul sequence, which is this genuine? Are you really looking for, it's quality versus quantity. Are you really looking for the right people for your team? And like, everybody is incented a little bit different, I probably wouldn't be somebody that would want like a gift card, but man, I would love the recognition of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody likes to be rewarded, bonused, incentivized a little bit different. So it's important that you kind of uncover that during your call with them. Is it something, does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're finding bonuses, gift cards, things like that aren't working, what if it was additional actual products? What if you gave them products? I mean, is that what you're talking about too? Like that doesn't.
I've done that. Like I've kind of put out to even like people who are kind of on the fence of things like that. Like I've kind of added in like some of the favorite things that I like to use. Mm-hmm. And that are common with other people. And it's just, I can't, like, it just doesn't seem to work for me.
Yeah. And is this primarily, are you talking about like getting people as like the distributor, or are you talking about getting people to like start actual, like building a team?
Like, I guess not to build a team, like just to kind of get the products into their home. Because I mean, I know all the benefits of them, and I've tried, like I've done classes, I do classes all the time, and it's like I don't know what gets them over that, and that whole money mindset for them. So I don't know if like.
Okay, so is the objection, first of all, let's cover that. Is the objection money?
Sometimes. And so like, and sometimes it's like, they don't know. Like, okay. Maybe they just don't fully understand.
Yes. Okay. So that's exactly where I was going with this, because I don't feel like oils are actually that expensive if I'm just purchasing them, right? So this feels like an educational component. So what if instead of like a free product, which is just more product that they don't know how to use, what if you offered them a virtual home detox boot camp video series, where you're going to actually walk them through video by video on how to clean up and oil up their house?
Okay. Yeah.
What if it was something like that? Where then you're matching that objection with the right solution.
Mm-hmm.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's the other thing, is that if it's the money objection that you're getting, you want to match it with a money solution. If it's the I don't know. That's why you got to uncover a little bit more so that you can really get to the root of it. Is it money? Is it clarity that they're needing? I mean, you might have overcome that just like that by now having this educational free bonus workshop video where you take them through everything. They might be buying product from you like crazy, girl. So match the solution to the objection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Helpful? Hey. All right, let's see. Yes, Denise. And then Asaki, I will come to you, girl. Let's hear it. Hi, Denise. Oh, let me unmute you.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good.
Am I? Okay. So I'm a coach, so I don't have free product to offer, to add into a bonus. And so I'm trying to not discount. What I've done is say, okay, my 6-session program has, if you sign up by a certain date, then there's a bonus session to help you go deeper. So I just put it out there again. I tried it in the past and it didn't work.
Okay, so I'm going to go into a couple different areas with you here. So number one is when you say you're putting it out there, what do you mean by you're putting it out there?
Well, I've put it onto, out into Facebook, into groups, into like my page, but nobody sees Facebook pages.
Okay.
So I think that's the big.
Nobody's really seen your offer. Right.
So where is it going?
So tell me, where are you building relationships and building rapport?
That's kind of my challenge, is in groups where you can't promote yourself. And I've been guided not to have a group, but I'm ready for a group. I need to build my own.
You have to trust yourself with that.
Yeah.
And it's who's guiding you. If you're feeling like you want a group, you should do a group. So that is one thing that I work strongly with my clients on, is encouraging them to follow their intuition in making all like decisions like that. Even if I tell them something and I'm like, you should do this, like Susan can attest. If she's like, nope, I don't want to do it, then we move on to something else that will like feel better for her. Because if it doesn't feel good for you, it's not going to sell. If you don't believe in it, like that goes back to like part of that sold out sequence is if you don't believe in it, it's not going to sell. So number one is, and I'm just going to call you right out because that's just how I do. I don't feel like you're in love with your package, your offer, what it is that you're selling. It doesn't feel like you're like, oh my God, you're like, well, I put myself out there, I put it on my page. I would much rather have you run a masterclass, a webinar, something like this where you can pull some people. They can see you in your gift. They can hear you. They can interact with you. They can experience you. That is so much more powerful than just putting out a post in any group, on a business page, anything like that.
Exactly.
It's about building relationships, and it's about making genuine offers that turn you on, that light you up, that make it just, you magnetize that magic.
Okay. So, and I've also put it out to somebody who we've been speaking sporadically on and off for a year. She really wants to.
A long time.
Well, it's sort of like she wasn't ready, and she's realizing now it's her stuff, not her kids' stuff, not her husband's stuff. It's her.
It's always our own stuff.
So she's got a lot of stuff going on, and we spoke again. I followed up. It's been a couple of months, and she was like, yes, let's talk. And there was a bit of a money objection, and I got it. And I just said, I have this promotion for another offer. And she's like, oh, I would be, for a bonus session in the email that I sent her, like crickets. So maybe she's not the right person. Maybe she's really not ready. But I felt like was really targeted well and well written. And she already knew what
was her money objection? What did she say?
Well, she has 6 kids.
Okay. So this is perfect for number 7.
Okay. Hold off.
Which is, have you ever invested in yourself. Or in your business like this before? Because that, again, ladies, that's helping you go deeper with them. That's helping you understand, another thing to say is like, have you done research on this type of investment before? Like if you're charging, let's say $10,000 and they've never, like this actually happened to me not too long ago. She had never heard of a coach before and got to the end of this, middle of the conversation. And I said, have you ever invested in a coach or have you ever checked out the industry, or like, do you know what coaching costs? Like, do you know the range of coaching? And she was clueless. So when I told her that, the investment, she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe people like pay that much money for like, she was just like genuine, like she like found me on Google kind of thing or something. It was bizarre. But the point was like, she had no idea. So again, that's why it's important. And that was like, again, about that 10-minute mark is where I uncovered that. So using that, it kind of helps people understand, and you should know your industry. You should know what are others.
And I'm right in, it's not a $10,000 package.
Yeah, you shouldn't compare yourself. Yeah. Don't compare yourself to other coaches. We are not comparing. Like, that is the worst way, ladies, to set your price, is to look at what other people are charging. You charge an amount that feels good. I will never tell my clients what to set, because it is just like, it is emotional. It is you charging for your gifts and your talents and your abilities. Your price has to make you grin ear to ear. You have to feel good. Maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable asking for it because it's pushing you a little bit. You do want money to push you just a little bit, but not so much that it's not believable. You want your money and you want your pricing to be feelable and believable. Those are really key indicators in hearing yes. Does that help you?
Yeah.
And with her, like the bonuses, like you're talking about and Sarah talks about, every time I do a bonus, it's something a little bit different based off of our conversation. Sometimes it might be a money bonus, like maybe not necessarily like a discount off or price off, but it might be, well, what if we extend it 7 months instead of 6 months? So I'm still getting the same amount of money. It's just spread out over 7 months. Now, I don't know about you, but I really like having payments come in from my clients. I actually prefer that over paid in full sometimes. It allows me to know I have this income coming in for the next 6 months. It allows me to manage my personal and business finances better. There's just a lot of benefits to that. So that's again, like, get really clear on how you feel about payment plans for yourself and your business too. Okay. Here's another one. Last one, number 8. So if they're saying again, I can't afford it, that's too much money. That's just too expensive. I totally appreciate your honesty. How much were you planning on spending for this type of investment? Again, that opens up that money conversation so that you can understand, like, what was their budget? Like, what is the amount that they are wanting to spend? So again, I'm going to use Gina as that example. She was a great one to start off with. Now, if she asks that question, oh, I totally appreciate that. I've had other clients feel like that too. I would really love for you to share with me how much you were really planning on spending on investing in coaching, or in fixing your finances, or in cleaning up the toxic products from your home, or in developing your intuitive and psychic gifts, whatever it is you're selling, ladies. Like, how much were you planning on investing? Because if you can get that amount, then you can co-create an offer right there. And there's nothing wrong with co-creating offers. I do it all the time. Most of the time I recommend to have one product, one service that you know really freaking well and can sell really freaking well. However, there are those times where you need to be able to, in the moment, co-create something that's a better fit. And this question is the perfect opportunity for you to do that. So if you sell a $10,000 product and they say to you, well, I was only planning on spending $1,000 for something like this, you could say, that's fantastic. What we could do is I have this group program. It includes 6 calls. You're going to get there isn't any one-on-one time with me, but you're going to get access to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You have something in that price range for them. It might not include, but now they're also able to see like, wow, for $1,000, I'm going to get this, or for $10,000, I'm like, and everybody wants the like upgrade, right? Everybody wants to have the upgraded model. So it's also a great way to scale and show all of the different services, products that you have available. I love to throw in bonus content. I love to throw in, just like different, I've had a couple group programs, so I'll bonus them like group programs, additional content, things that I've had out there in those moments too, when it's really about price. I have no problem like throwing in some of those pieces at that point too, but uncover what their budget amount is. Some people like to find that out up front, and they have a survey or an application to book a call with them. That's definitely something you can do. I don't always do it for my personal products, or like for like I'm filling a mastermind right now, and that was something because it was a higher price pointed product, so we wanted to make sure it was like a good fit. But most of the time, like I uncover those money objections, those money blocks, beliefs right during the discovery call. It also really again, you don't have to be a money expert, but it shows that you're going to be able to have difficult and uncomfortable conversations with your clients, which if you are a coach, you are a service provider, it's sometimes difficult to have these conversations. And so right out the gate, you are showcasing that you have the ability to work through conversations that matter and to go through these conversations that matter. Money matters, you guys. It makes a big difference. So all right, Asake, let's go to you, my dear. I want to see more hands up. Can you hear me?
You did already?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. We can hear you.
Okay. I think this is probably more of a you question, I have a feeling, than anything else. How are you maneuvering right now around the Facebook group reach? I'll call it a thing with air quotes. I know it's going away. I know we'll be able to run ads eventually, but we can't right this minute. So are you tagging people? What are you doing in order to make sure that you're reaching folks? Does that make sense?
So are you talking about not being able to promote in Facebook groups?
Wait, hang on. I only heard the first part of that. I'm so sorry. My audio is acting really weird. Say that again. I'm sorry.
So give me clarity around your question. Are you asking how to promote yourself in Facebook groups?
No. I have 2 Facebook groups, one of which I grew in about 10 days to 500 people.
Okay.
Getting people in the door, not a problem. Reaching them is getting a little colorful because I can see, or literally not seeing my post. And they're telling me because I'm on live and they're going, I get nothing. I got nothing. I'm assuming we're just in the middle of some weirdness right now with Facebook in general.
You guys, though, here's the thing I want to say about this. Algorithms are always changing in Facebook. This is nothing new. We go through shakeups. We go through this kind of stuff all the time in Facebook. Here's the thing you need to remember. Facebook is not your business. It's not your business. It's Mark's business. Mm-hmm. That is why, what do I say? I preach this to you guys all the time. Diversify. Diversify. Do you know how many notifications today I have from LinkedIn? I guarantee you I have one right now. Yep, LinkedIn. I am telling you, there is more opportunities just like in Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, emailing your list, growing a list. Facebook is not your business. What would happen to your business if Facebook shut down tomorrow? You know what I would say? I would be like, oh man, that was fun. But I would move on. I have in-person networking events that I go to. I have offline events that I go to. I have online events. There are limitless ways to build your business. Facebook is just one of them. Don't make Facebook all your business. So number 1. Number 2, Algorithms are always going to be changing. They are always doing things. But here's what I will tell you. Facebook is a publicly traded company. He has shareholders to respond to. Okay?
Fully agree.
Facebook has to make money to make their shareholders happy. So they are still going to be looking at how are we going to increase revenue. Facebook ads are a phenomenal way to grow your business. They are absolutely a phenomenal way if you can get them up. But Facebook ads are not inexpensive. A really good quality lead through Facebook is about $3, I would say on average. A cold lead, a cold email, about $3 a lead. I don't give a shit what expert is telling you that you can get them for 25 cents or 50 cents or $1 even.
Right.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
Okay.
Really good conversions, really good Facebook leads are about $3 a piece. So that's where, like I was saying to Denise, it's not just about posting. It's what it's always been about, which is giving phenomenal content and believing in what you're saying and that the right people are going to see it and that it will pop up. I'm not tagging anybody. When I go live. If I decide to go live, I engage pretty frequently in my Facebook group. I try to do events a lot. And then in events, if you do a Facebook event, you can invite people. That can sometimes be helpful as well. But don't feel like you're pinned in a corner by Facebook changing things up. Like, I'll show you. I'll just go hang out on LinkedIn more, you know?
Can I offer a tidbit too?
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing is people are telling you they're not seeing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for those people who want to see it, and actually it's a good reminder to post maybe like once a week in your group anyway, is that at the top of the group, when people are looking at the bar, it'll actually say, I'm actually looking at one now, it says joined. Then right next to it's notifications, and they can click on that. And they can choose to get notifications for highlights of the group, or all posts, or friends posts, or off. So they need to make sure, first off, it's not off. And secondly, then, if they're not getting them, they might at least have it at the first one or two, that at the all posts or highlights, for sure.
Got it.
And that should help them see it at least. They'll get a ping saying, hey, something happened over there, to go check it out. Because they're telling you they're not getting that. So this way you can actually advise them on that. And it's a good, helpful thing to post once a week anyway.
Thanks, Erin. All right, Najada, let's hear it, girl.
So last question, guys, it was similar. It wasn't exactly to hers, but it was just, I'm curious. For me, I really shine on video. Speaking is my thing. Writing isn't much.
Okay.
Like if I have to write, it's gonna take me more time to put myself out there than if I have to speak it.
Okay.
So for me, I tend to use Facebook a lot more because of Facebook Live.
Okay.
I don't really like LinkedIn. It's just, it doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't fit my personality. I'm very much a free spirit.
Sure.
I love to dance, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
So the thing is, in Instagram, I noticed that I don't think it doesn't get a lot of views, at least for me, on my videos, unless I'm dancing. So here's the thing. I'm just curious. I want to do more networking, in-person networking. I want to do like workshops and stuff. Mm-hmm. But where I struggle, like for example, like I used to be in DC when I first started my business, and I was able to do over there. You were able to have access to libraries. I don't have that anymore in Miami. They only allow nonprofits, and they even with that nonprofits, apparently they can't even really get people's information. So I'm just curious as to because sometimes, especially when I'm targeting women entrepreneurs, you know, ambitious women who are like coaches like me, I'm just kind of struggling with, where are these
you got a couple of different questions here. So, so the first question that I want to address is Facebook Live, doing live videos, those kinds of things, and not being able to write. One thing that you can do that I like to do is when I do a really good Facebook Live where I'm just like, yeah, I'm like in my zone and I'm like pumping out content, is upload it to rev.com. For $1 a minute, you can have it transcribed and sent back to you, and you can take that, and that's now your writing that you can turn into content to share, to repurpose, to repost. So that's number one. If you don't like LinkedIn, don't go on LinkedIn. Why can't you do YouTube Live? Why can't you grow an audience on YouTube? Do you know how many, there's just as many users on YouTube as there is on Facebook. So if you're a video person, go create a really good freaking YouTube series. You can continue to do Facebook Live. I'm not saying you shouldn't do Facebook Live, but you should also repurpose those Facebook Lives and go put those on YouTube, or go share those same videos in LinkedIn. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily have to make more work for yourself. You just have to repurpose yourself. So that's number one. Number two is your question about offline networking. There are tons of women in business entrepreneurship groups that you can join. One thing that's coming up for you is, I feel like, getting clear enough in a presentation so that you can do some public speaking. So I don't know if that's something you're currently working on. Like, what is your stage? Like, what is your talk? Do you know what eWomen is? I don't know where you live. Did you say Florida? Yeah. Miami. Okay. There are so many opportunities around you. If you even go and look at Facebook events, Eventbrite, if you also go to eWomen, I'm sure they're a worldwide organization. Toastmasters is great. I love eWomen. And they're like, it's all like-minded entrepreneur women in business, like, you know, there's tons of opportunity around you. You just got a little, and don't be afraid to ask people, like, you know what I mean? Traditional chamber, look up the traditional chamber and see if they have any recommendations for you. Like, maybe you don't join the traditional chamber, but they're going to know of other local organizations that, other local, BNIs or whatever it is. Find something for you. There's something around you. You don't have to be a nonprofit. If you want it bad enough, you can find something around you. I guarantee you. And if you can't, guess what you should do? You can create it. If I ever cannot find what I want, I make it my damn self. So don't be afraid to do that, okay? Awesome, ladies. Any other questions? I love rapid fire. I love hot seat stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch, Jada, of stuff in there. So any other questions? Anything else you guys want me to tap into? Was this helpful? Did you have a few takeaways? Did you have a few things that you can now put into your tool belt and like get in there during those conversations and have like money matters conversations? Yes? Good. All right. Okay, wait a minute. We got one more here. Brooke says, what if time is the big objection? Great question. What is it? So the one that I would use on that was the same thing. What is it going to cost you in time to not invest in this? You have to, when it comes to time, what I have found, even for myself, like use a specific scenario here, Brooke, with her, like use a specific storytelling. I used that, for example, for myself. I didn't have time to work out. I didn't have time to go to the gym. And what happened? I gained like 25 pounds over the last 4 years being an online entrepreneur. And now my back is like been bug. Like now it's costing me more time to have to go to the chiropractor, and it's taking me extra long at the gym. Now I'm having to go 5 days a week instead of 3 days a week. So you want to be able to go deeper into that time question for her. Is it because she feels guilty? Is it because she feels guilty? Most of the time, and I know like your niche is really burnt out moms that, are trying to create something in their life or in their business, and they feel guilty that they shouldn't be spending time on themselves. They shouldn't be spending time on their business. They should be spending time on their family, on their kids. And so I think one of the greatest analogies that you could use is what happens when you get on the airplane and the flight attendant says to you, before you try to help anybody else around you, make sure you put on your oxygen mask first. And that's what this coaching package is for you. This is an oxygen mask for you. After working with me, you're going to be able to serve your family better, your husband, your children, because you're nurturing you and you're taking care of you first. That is going to be really powerful for you. Does that feel good? Yeah? Okay. All right, let's see. Anything else? I can keep going, ladies. You are so welcome. And for those of you that are still here with me, I would love the opportunity to go deeper into a sales conversation with you. Your why needs a how. Your why needs a strategy. And so I would love to help you come up with an inspired sales strategy, an inspired sales plan. I have a lot of different packages, programs, offers. I do lots of creative financing, as you all heard, for my clients. So if you're loving what you're seeing here, I would love to stay connected with you and would love the opportunity to work with you deeper. So I'm going to send out the replay. And in the follow-up emails will be the replay. It'll be 2 different recordings because something happened and it just shut down and stopped. So there'll be 2 different recordings, the first half, second half. And then there will be some information about booking a inspired sales call with me. So would love the opportunity. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you. So any other questions before we wrap up? Thank you for taking the time. I know I cannot believe went like 2 hours, so I appreciate you staying with me. I had no idea it was almost 2 hours, but thank you. And if there's any questions you have, definitely follow up with me. Feel free to PM me. Totally happy to chit chat with you that way too. So thanks, ladies. Enjoy your evening and go sell something.